Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. Yes, yo, you don't stop. Big John, come rocking the short shot. Welcome back. Call to the pen, HQ, redheaded stepchild of the Hammer Betting Network, the Can-Am Connection, Rob Pizzola, the pizza man, bringing you the big round. That's me, Big Johnny Stud, baby. Get me on Twitter. Yes, on Twitter. I won't be on, Threads or Mastodon or the Woolly Mammoth. I won't be on any of those things. You can go, go make fun of me there and come back and show me the analytics. I'll be on Twitter at John Laghezza. Oh, so stupid. Pin tweet takes you to the sharpener link. Help you, work through all the data, man. Go check it out. It's free. Click on the Google Doc. And we'll walk you through it. If you appreciate it, go thank Rob, man. That's what this stuff's all about. Rate, review, and subscribe. Audio-only people got my eyeball on you. 5-star reviews matter. Oh, my gosh. All this stuff matters more than truth. You do computer things for me anyway. It's so stupid, man. Fastest show at MLB anywhere. That's what I'm worried about, right? That's what I'm worried about. And my people, D-Rock, Taco Core, Brian Rose. P.O.D. Jen Stoner, nice and early. Buen dia. OPMG, Capo Status. What's going on, everybody? Man, long day today already for me. We got some early ones. If we get to the 15 likes, right, we'll circle back, do a little 3-gamer, little banger. Then we're going to start at 6 o'clock. I know there's a 5. Today was wild. I know there's a 5 o'clock, but it's the first part of a doubleheader, which I broke down yesterday. So we're not going to start there. That's the Blue Jays and White Sox. We'll do both of them at the end. So we're going to start right up front, 6 p.m. Man, I got a lot of I don't know what the word is. I got a lot of attention, not heat. It's good. But sharp people asking me, constructive questions about the algo, the work I'm talking about. Again, it's wide open. I hate when people use proprietary work and ask you to just go after it. Yes, if you'd like to skip to the answer key, you could do that. But if you want to show you all the underpinning stuff, split data, whatnot. So let's start it up. It's the Phillies. I'm telling you, I heard about this all day. Christopher Sanchez on the bump, plus 110 dogs on the road against the Flatfish from Florida and Sean Armstrong. Right, I think we got an opener situation here. We hit on the Phillies yesterday, a bit of a back and forth game, but that happens also because we kind of picked out the Phillies offense heading into the top wave, right? We look at players and teams in terms of sine waves, where, again, even in an up wave, there will be down legs, but we're trending up. We want to go with the trend. The trend is your friend. Those trading adages sometimes actually mean something. And the Rays are kind of slumping. And sometimes it's hard for the public, especially, to make that kind of transition, especially when, I don't even know how to put this, man. If you're rolling with us, when you roll with Call to the Pen, when you roll with me, right? You got the nuance, you got the context. You're up every single day on these trends as they're changing. Not waiting for some nincompoop to post a minus 240 on a stale line and then not be able to explain a damn thing about it, right? There's a difference. That's what we're looking for, the difference, the things that stick, the things that resonate. Let's go in and get into it. Christopher Sanchez on the bump, man. Yes, it is a small sample. Looking at my boy Dream, I see you out there, man. 3.26 ERA, 114 whip, OPS below 675. Every earned run indicator. So I was telling him, he goes, how could you have the Rays so low? I think I have the Rays, right, fully transparent. I believe I have the Rays as the lowest scoring team on the slate. I got you, hold on. Lowest scoring team on the slate, and you're saying how? And I admit, right, I don't admit the model knows everything. It's a set of inputs that I believe in. But even that you can't subscribe to universally. So Christopher Sanchez, this was the perfect storm to trick a model. But I believe it. I bet the Phillies, right? Let's not bury the lead. I think I like the F5J. If we can get the F5 at plus money, I'll take that. I posted the full game because the Phillies bullpen has been so good. But in this situation, Sanchez might be a 5 and dive. Either way, I think you're good. 25.5 K to only 5% walk. Right when we get that K minus BB over 20, you got to check that box. CSW over 30 is good. Over 31 is excellent. Any ball percentage below 33 is great. Below 32 is fantastic. These numbers are not just okay, they're great. 71 first strike, 51 ground ball, 2% blast. That's a 275 xWOBA. And that's what I was saying to Dream earlier on is, man, even, you can't just use earned run indicators that'll get you in trouble. You could smooth them out with K minus walk. You could smooth it out with elevation stats. You could smooth it out with power. Everything for Sanchez is just through the roof. Then you flip over to the offensive side. Tampa Bay offense, I mentioned it, heading into the tank, 305 team OBP. Last 500 PA is not any good. 24K, 14 swinging strike, 36 chase rate. Those last two are bottom 8. 44 ground ball. You see the matchup here. Also, is it dead last? Let's call it bottom 2. We could call it dead last. 265 expected WOBA last 30 days against lefties. 270 standard WOBA. So, everything kind of matching up. And like I said, you hop into the bullpen. Philly bullpen last 37 2/3. It's a .48 ERA with a .8 whip, 179 batting average, a 29% K minus BB as a rotational squad. 2.5 barrel, half a homer, 9. I mean, the Phillies right now are everything. Yo, Mike K, good to see you, man. Let's back up to this question. OPMG says, question for John. If I'm staying under 2.5% of the roll daily, do I spread that evenly across the bets I like? If I only like one, do I put it all there? The lawyer answer is always, it depends. My personal answer is 2.5% is, if we're using that number, like generally that's my maximum. So I would scale it with plays. I'm also a coward and can be overly conservative. And like this year, I don't know if I've gone over 175. But we also haven't caught fire, and that's generally what I do. So there's my quickest piece of advice is, you set a number that's a maximum that you don't need to meet every single time. You could also set a minimum, which should probably be 1. Let's say you're going to go at least 1, maximum 2.5. And then within that, go by the amount of plays, right? I would never put 2.5% on one play. Like that I would never do. So even within that, see how the written plan comes together, everybody. This is really great stuff. Thank you so much. Also, you don't get this anywhere. Whatever. People literally have paid me for this stuff. This is like high money consultations. Then you want the conditional of a maximum per single play. So like I don't even know if I would put a unit of a percent of my stack on one play. I don't do that. But just to give you the type of thinking. Because that's a tremendous amount of disparity. Meaning if you're going to have a full unit or more on a single play one day, and then the next day you have 25 plays on 2.5 units and it's 0.10, I don't know if you ever want to have 10 times on one game that you would on another. Because like where would the indications be? So there really is no right answer. I hope I helped you just a little bit. The answer is always bet less. The answer is like quite literally always bet less. So thanks so much, Jeff L. What's going on? My boy Matt Williams. I mean, is anybody more fire than the fireman right now? The mayor of Twittertown. Yeah, Matt agrees. Do not put all in one. You should have a daily limit and single bet limit. Oh, look at that. Thanks. Matt kind of saved me or didn't save me 40 seconds. We could have. But I agree. I concur. And so I think that's probably the right answer. Let's get back into it. So I like the Phillies. Again, it feels like a perfect storm to blow up in my face. But Sanchez has been fantastic. The Rays offense is in the tank. They are not touching lefties. And the Phillies bullpen has been absurdly good. So I got Philly to win at a plus money. F5 I think is good too. Next up, Jack Flaherty and the Redbirds plus 105 slight dogs on the road against the Miami Marlins and Yuri Perez. Jay, do me a favor. I know all the sharps are on Miami F5 today. Can you bring that one up? If it's sliding to if it's still minus 130, I'll give it a lick. Yeah, we can get with minus 130. Beyond that, I would have looked for a full game. So that's cool. Let's take the F5. That game yesterday was such, man. I'm really feeling for Cardinal fans. I don't know, just that was weird. Like I'm a cold, analytical, handicapping, whatever, fantasy dude, whatever. But I'm a baseball fan at heart. It doesn't always show because I have work to do. You can't let it interfere. That's for real. But I love the game. And I follow the game. We think about it all the time. And for as analytical as I am, Jordan Walker hits that home run in the top of the 9th yesterday. And I felt like, oh, man, we may look back in a month and say, that was the turning point for the Cardinals. And then they turn around and blew it with errors. Man, that was just backbreaking. So I don't know if you weigh subjective stuff. That's not my style. But right now, man, you got to think they are just sagging. It's Flaherty on the bump, plus 105 against Yuri Perez. He has been phenomenal. Flaherty's been so up and down. I've actually watched some of it. And he has looked crisp at times. I mean, as crisp as you could look with a 40% ball rate. Again, that's something I've been adding to the pitcher sheet. I think it's a little more impactful than just walk rate. So you'll see the sharp slider at times, But 12% walk rate, 10 K minus BB, 40% ball. Like I mentioned, 33 is great. He's up over 40. It's as bad as it goes. Pairing with the 26.5 O swing from Flaherty, just really not getting it done. He has suppressed the power stroke, but does not have an answer for lefties whatsoever. I didn't get to any player stuff, but yeah, Miami lefties to the front of the line. I'll probably get a player prop or maybe a jock market stack in there for those people. Keep it in mind. Perez has been downright filthy phenomenal, and I think we're buying the dip. Right, he got roughed up in the last one. I generally think the talent rises. And I like to get right back on the horse. 2.47 ERA, 112 whip for Yuri. He's been downright awesome, yo. 28K to sub 8 walk. You know, that 20K on his BD. We're always looking for those real parameters, the ones that check the box, the ones that move the needle. 14 swinging strike, 30 CSW, check, check. 32 whiff, yeah, check, check. He has not gotten ahead, and that's hurt him, but he's induced chases and wins in the zone. So anytime you have that combination of filth, you know, you're going to be doing okay. And he's been great at home, like his best pitching at home. 186 BA allowed by Perez, 565 OPS. That's a 101 ERA. Just, man, he's been great. Everybody, those live viewers, smash the like button. We get to 15, we'll do the parlay. Make sure you hit the bell and the thumb and any other cartoon, something or other. Stick it inside me, the big mouth, plenty of room, yo. Listen, again, this show is all about being genuine. I always take some time out every single show to thank you all for the time you spend with us. There's nothing like this, right? Welcome to Sparta. This is madness. Yeah, this is freaking Sparta, yo. This is Sparta, okay? Small, ferocious, the impenetrable phalanx that is called to the pen HQ, yo. With John Laghezza. Wow, 2 subs from 800, Jay said. Appreciate you all, man. We started this from nothing. From nothing. Beginning the season, nothing, man. God bless you all. It's fantastic. So give me Miami F5, and then, man, Miami lefty. I can't draw it up right now. I'll do it later. John of Later's problem. Next up, Black Birds wearing orange vests. It's Kyle Horse Bradish and the Orioles on the road against the New York Yankees. Now batting. Gosh, they stink and they win games, and now I have to get excited about a Yankees team that's really any good. Chad Rink, what's up? Mike K, what's up? So tough, man. Especially I love Bradish. I was also a big Severino guy, right? You fandom aside. Let's be honest. So when Severino has it going, he looks like a legit SP1, you know, front end SP2. Strikeout stuff. He throws gas, works up in the zone. And it has been a disaster so far. Let's take a look at Severino first, man. 40 innings on the ledger. That's a 6.3 ERA, 1.65 whip. OPS north of 880, every single earned run indicator north of 5. Expected ERA almost at 7. Single-digit KBB, single-digit swing and strike. CSW south of 25, whiff rate right 20 on the nose. I mean, this is really, really bad. Not at all what you expect, not inducing chases. He's been okay in the zone, but that's not enough, right? That's one piece of the puzzle. Well, I know I throw a lot of numbers at people, but I like to think of it as the tapestry, right? We're building the underpinnings. Again, you know, I don't want to get too deep into the weeds here. Nuance and context, pouring out the nose, right? Leave you with those feathers in the cap. Just about thinking, right? It's all about thinking. And, you know, having the stats speak to you, but understanding they all look backwards. And no matter what a correlative, you know, Pearson test might tell you about R squared, the fact of the matter is all stats are descriptive. I mean, whatever. Much smarter people than me. I know they've made the mathematical case for predictivity. I would think there's just maybe continuity. You know what I mean? Whatever. So we want to build the inputs. Again, just beware the phonies. I'm getting old. All right, so Severino has been trash. It's been such a disaster for him. Again, check it out. Minimum, a 270 minimum BA split. Lefty's hitting 270. Righty's hitting 304 off Severino, 2.45, homer 9 on the season. The ERA at home has been low, but the XFIP up near 5, more than 2 home runs per 9. It's been a rough go for Severino. I think I have Baltimore F5 also. Flip over to Bradish. He's been excellent. 3.6 ERA, 1.21 whip. And it's been getting better, right? We saw him last season after that demotion. When Bradish came back up, he had readjusted the shape on his fastball plus fixed the slider with a little extra velo, and he just took off. He's looked really good. No, 23% K to 6% walk. Both really good, especially the walk rate. But some of the underpinning stuff, I think there's a little more room to grow to 28 CSW. The foul ball rate down at 17, those are all really good. The zone contact rate a bit higher than I thought it would be, but he's keeping the ball down, right? So if you're going to go 90 zone contact, if the ground ball rate is up over 45 and you're keeping the homer per 9 down below 1, right, we could always, that's going to be palatable. And he's just kind of showing us the filth. I got the game log going. He's been excellent lately. Again, if you've been following me long enough, you know I hated quality starts, so I developed the money start, right? We want to know about the games that matter. So easily put. Again, right, those things that you'll know if you hear somebody talk about it, they're one of us. Like quite literally, we have our own vernacular, our own kind of lingo. And if you hear the slang at the bar, you know it's one of the crew, man. You know it. So when we talk about, bully metrics and stuff like that, it's always such a huge deal. We're dropping that knowledge. All right, sorry, I got a little spun trying to bring up stuff in real time. So the money start, 7 innings minimum, 2 earned runs maximum, and that's what we want. 6-3 is not going to do it. 6-3 is a 4 or 5 ERA, and there's still 3 innings on the board, a third of the game, 9 critical outs. You want to get through 7. You want to give up no more than 2. Those are the game started that moved the needle. He's done that 2 of the last 4, and it was Toronto and Seattle. Went 5-2 against Tampa in Tampa. Then went 6, gave up 7 strikeouts at Minnesota. I know Minnesota has been great. I'm with you, Fire. I'm going to mash him. Let's get into the bullpen. I'll make a decision on F5 or not. Generally, I try to avoid Yankee bullpen. Idea being, if we made it that late, we might be in trouble. Yeah, it's 50 and a third for the Yanks, 2.8 ERA, 2.23 batting average allowed. They've been really good. Let's go F5. Let's go Baltimore F5, Jay. For the moolah. Then at the end, we'll kind of recap it. Everybody, you guys know the deal. Hope you're enjoying the show. As always, and I have a pretty big guest on the hook, but big guests make you wait for answers. So we may or may not have a big guest. And if not, I'll be up in my boy Matt's DMs begging for what is my favorite guest and probably your favorite guest too. So I got Bradish over Severino. Maybe Severino gets it right. If he does, that's why I wouldn't want the full game anyway. Maybe that some people, you never hear people talk about this. Sometimes the F5 money line gets you a chance to kind of get out with your arse intact. Nothing wrong with that. Jason, oh, wow. Oh, man, talk about Juicio. Sorry, Jay, I got ahead of myself. You people know, Jay knows me now. Minus 140. I generally do not play minus 140. I'm with you, though. Let's take it. Let's take it. Again, you know what, Jay, I appreciate you for, right, not glad handling, right? And you're going to say, let's get it. Throwing your 2 cents. Yeah, I gotta be more willing to pay a little juice sometimes. I think I've identified that as one of the flaws in my game. Sharp people like Dream, like Matt, put up monster numbers. Chris Meany was known to do this also. Again, I'm not talking about paying premium juice, and my boys know that. But minus 140 is not that. I think I came into the game with that kind of stamped, and I think that's wrong. So that's something that I like to, something I like to keep an eye on. All right, let's move it up. Jordan Lyles, he broke that winless streak, right? Or the games that I think they lost 17 in a row with him on the bump. I think they won the game, but I don't think he got the dub. So it's Jordan Lyles and the Royals, 175 dogs on the road against Tanner Bybee and the Guards. I've been a big Bybee guy. I added him everywhere. He's been really good. Yeah, make sure you smash the likey. Smashy thummy. Yeah, Lyles has been trash. I mean, 6.7 ERA, 791 OPS. Sierra up over 5.25, single digit everything. Disciplinary, right? 9 KBB, 8 swinging strike, 38 ball, 20 whiff. I mean, just the worst. This is just the worst pairing of stats you could possibly have. It's almost like, how is this guy pitching, man? And then if again, we've actually mentioned it yesterday. I got to bring it back. A bit of bad math, right? You always want to avoid those bad mathematics. 50% fly ball, 11% barrel, 1.9 homer 9. That's a 380 expected WOBA on contact. Yeah, it's been a pretty rough go for him. Lefties in particular, 850 OPS, 227 homer 9. That's just absolutely brutal. And then remember, we have some pretty heavy home away splits in this one. Lyles doing his worst pitching on the road, 8 ERA on the road so far this year. Yikes. Bybee has a 5.32 OPS, 2.4 ERA, 1/4 of a homer, 9. Yeah, Bybee keeping it in the park. 3.4 expected ERA on the season for Bybee, jumping into the offenses. And again, this is why, I think Maddie got it too, but I was on the guards. Also, Fire Sports says, yes, the triumvirate is in. Jay Bird, bring up some run line prices. You know we got to pay the run line, right? See, this would be another one too. I wonder if it's like a Bybee prop. Oh, okay, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. Minus 110. I'm surprised it's there. So see, again, there's probably a lesson there about I like to do my work before I look at the board. And also I think there might be a mistake to that. Where when you speak to really sharp people, it's like, Matt will often cite, we talk about probabilities and stuff. Well, you can't know the probability without knowing the price. So I wonder if I might save myself some work sometimes. Like looking at the board first, when there's just some plays that are unpalatable. Funny thing is, I did the work. I think about what I think the price might be. Now, it's another way to do it. It's not going to mislead. But I had this one where I thought we might have been at minus 130 and creeping up. I think that's where this one will close. So, yeah, give me Cleveland all the way. Kansas City offense, trash Ola. Last 500 PAs, 220-17 batting average, 9 home runs and 500 plate appearances. Think about that, 500 plate appearances. Now, it's short of a season. But I've told they're wrapping up a season. A 227 batting average, 50 runs, 9 homers for a 70 WRC plus. A gross. Bottom 3 expected WOBA, bottom 3 WOBA against righties last 30. It's really bad. Guardians' offense is not great, but they do get it done because they make a lot of contact. They don't strike out. So a guy like Lyles, right, doesn't strike people out pitching to contact. I think he's going to play into the Guardians' hands today. And again, if we don't get early, be patient. We should get him late. Kansas City bullpen, last 48 and a third. That's a 6.5 ERA, 1.6 whip. This is gross. Cleveland bullpen's been very good. 51 and a third. They have a sub-1 whip, 209 batting average allowed. Only 5% walk rate. They've only eaten 2 losses last 14. So love the Guardians today to mop up the Royals. I know, eventually every dog will have its day. The Royals will get it done eventually, but it just doesn't feel like it right now. Vinny P went down. They traded Chapman, and you could almost feel the sigh, right? And it feels palpable in Kansas City right now. So I'm going to keep striking. I got paid on it yesterday. We're going to look to get paid on it again. Next up, it's the Texas Rangers. And nasty Nate Eovaldi, minus 145 dog on the road against the Red Soxums from somewhere in the Northeast. Cutter with a K, Crawford on a bump, my boy. I was a big Cutter Crawford guy coming into the year because I do all this, diagnostic stuff, pitching, shape, velo. I'm really into that. I think for fantasy especially, that's the answer to a lot of the unsolvables. Right, not that I've solved it, but that finding the quality fastball has generally been the thing that's feeding it. Hopefully, this fantasy season ends up the way it started. I have the receipts to show for it. Win a couple of main event seats for next year, and then hopefully do some damage. So Crawford, stuff plus of the fastball at 122. Literally, remember, it's not WRC plus, not 22% better than average. It's more than 2 standard deviations better than average. Okay. Nate Eovaldi, 2.6 ERA, 0.99 whip. He's been excellent. Every single earned run indicator below 4. 18 K minus BB, 12 swinging strike. You go to Crawford, 3.9 ERA, 110 whip. All the earned run indicators below 4. 24 K to 5 walk. 18 K minus BB, 13 swinging strike. You could almost get the Spider-Man Jeff here. I know no one really thinks of Crawford on the level of Eovaldi. He's been very, very good. Eovaldi does have the upper hand of keeping the ball down. That 52% ground ball rate is really carrying him. But expected WOBA for Eovaldi at 279. Crawford is at 283. Batting average allowed to lefties, Eovaldi 204. Crawford 188. Crawford, by the way, Kane 30% of lefties. Machi, Liberace. Problem has been at home, though, for Crawford. Not very good. So I think that's what this one will probably be decided there. OPMG on the Eovaldi K ladder. I'm going to get to the O stuff in a second. Another home away split here, leaning towards EO. Eovaldi with the 2.4 ERA, half a homer, 9, actually subbed that 0.4 on the road for the season. Cutter Crawford 5.4 ERA, 1.5 homer, 9 at home. He struggled. That ballpark can give you nightmares, man. So I think you got to lean on Texas, right? We know they have the upper hand as far as offense goes. OPMG, pretty sharp pull. Boston discipline in the tank right now. 28% K as a team. Last 500 PAs, only 5% walk. Both of those are bottom 3. 12.5 swinging strike, 35 chase. Those are both also bottom 5 to 8. So he's got the ladder posted. 6 Ks plus 114. 235 for 7 and 470 for 8. I like that. That's a sharp one. Also, I like that the third level is only at 8. Having to get to 10 can be tough. Again, now, these are the mistakes that I make sometimes. Not going over 12. Not going looking for double-digit strikeouts. It doesn't mean you can't do it. I'm very clear about that. My way's not the only way. I am not the best. I'm not infallible. I like to think I'm one of the better analysts because of my malleability. Malleability, I should say. But other than that, I understand where my place is. I hope at least. So I think I like Texas to win this one. Man, now we're getting into the juice again, though. Gee, what's the full money line look like? Is it beyond 140? If it's beyond 140, I'm going to hold. They giving us a discount on the full game at least? Not even. Texas bullpen's not that good. See how you kind of rationalize this? Texas bullpen lasts 41 in the third. They have a 5 ERA. You're not even getting a discount to have to roll the dice to them. I'd say no thanks. So, all right, just leave it. Maybe we'll run into another like F5 that we want to pair with Texas. Or like this would be another one where maybe you find an alt prop. Maybe you find an alt prop for Eovaldi, the lower end, right? So you go under 1, pair it with the money line. And like maybe, you get to something more palatable, turn down your risk and play for even money. Better than even money, I should say. So I like Texas to win, but I haven't really got much here. Next up, this one was not listed. It's George Kirby on the bump for the Mariners against the Astros. I got Spencer Watkins listed. I don't know if anything's confirmed. Yeah, and I up at the crack of dawn to do this stuff for you guys. I'm seeing it might be Ronald Blanco on the bump. I'm not really sure. Jay, are there even lines listed? Do me a favor, put them up and leave them. It's Kirby, who we know has been very good. 3.2 ERA, 104 whip, 655 OPS, earned run indicators in place, but really the claim to fame is that walk rate, right? 2.2% walk rate, 28.9 ball, 71st strike, and 36 O swing. The bully metric achieved. Now, I know this is the second time I mentioned it. I'll just spell it out real quick. Something that I've been using for years that I have found very effective, especially in F5 betting, pitching centric. Adding first strike to chase rate if they go over 100. I've called them a bully. You get up, you get ahead, and you make them chase your junk. That's what it's all about, right? You get up, you go 0-1, and then they have the ability to induce chases. To me, that's how you do this, Brutus. So Kirby, even though the K rate's only a 21.5, I think it's under his control. He pitches to contact because I think he can. Right? He's so good around the edges, 46% ground ball. 7.5 barrel, 1 homer 9, sub 300 expected WOBA. And he's been very good on the road. He's just been very good, period. Kirby's the man. So, Jay, I'm sorry. Were they up there? All right, still down. I see now. All right, so that happens. I mean, it feels like, it feels like Seattle all the way. Obviously, can't take it blind. I don't even see it at all. Seattle offense looking pretty good. The discipline, not great, but the hard stuff is going. They're also starting to steal bases. That's so key right now. If you're stealing bases and you're stretching those bags because the ball's in play so much, they've added the high barrel rate, and now they're starting to take off. Though something to keep in mind for the Mariners, I always like to mention this stuff because people shoot it back at me. Mariners, really heavy split team, right? We want to be thinking Mariners versus lefties. Same for Houston. Houston versus lefties, not nearly as good against righties, though the Houston offense has woken up. So I'm going to leave this one for now. I don't think the juice on the Rangers is heavy enough to just pair with the Mariners. But if you're doing money line stuff, I think that does work. Next up, it's the Let's Go Mets Go and Carlos Carrasco, the Cookie Monster, on the bump, plus 115 dogs on the road in the desert against the Snakes with Chase on their back and Ryan Nelson. Gosh, this is just gross. Again, I kind of use conditional formatting. Stoner, take care, man. Appreciate you. I use conditional formatting to help you see things against the field, right? The relative nature of where these statistics land. So again, if you go check out the board, you can see it. It's just all blue. I went to Mets Savant. Red is hot, blue is cold. Carrasco, 6 ERA, 1.6 whip, almost a 900 OPS. Sierra, over 5.25, expected ERA over 6.5. Oh, my goodness. 11% walk, 40% ball, 90 zone contact, just awful. Ryan Nelson, 4.7 ERA, but all the indicators about 5. Sierra north of 5. 9% came in as BB, 24 CSW, 20.1 whiff. That is not any good. And we got some heavy splits here, both negative. What's the over-under on this? Probably through the roof, right? Double digits. I know we don't. Oh, my God. It's the first half. All right, so I guess we're going to go 0-10 here. DDB really likes Lindor here. Of course, the righties. And Ryan is terrible. Agreed. DD, thanks for the contribution. Agreed. I was actually struggling with which Met to pick. I have a Mets stack tonight. I'm going to be rolling out in Jock Market and stuff like that. But if you play the prize picks, you're playing the underdog. That's where I think you want to be. You want to be with the Mets. Again, let's take a look at Nelson. It's just been a really rough go across the board. And then we'll do the home away split. But since you mentioned it, Ryan Nelson, 853 OPS allowed to lefties, 273 BA. 1% came on his walk. 275 BA allowed to righties. Looks like the power stroke's been going more to lefties than righties. So I'd be looking at the best lefties, right? So maybe like Nimmo Lindor. Thing is, Nelson's been just atrocious at home. That's a 7 ERA, 957 OPS, 341 batting average allowed. Gross. Carrasco, 5 ERA, 813 OPS, 5.4 xFIP on the road. This one's big. Could get ugly early. Right, these are the ones that there's no scoring. Neither team BA is over 235. Last 500 plate appearances. I don't think it's going to matter. Yeah, I can't back Carrasco. Done. Yeah, the splits are just atrocious here across the board. So let's go over 10. We've had struggles in the bullpens as well. Mets last 39 innings have a +5 Sierra, a 17% walk rate, 93 zone contact. Ugh. The Arizona bullpen has been good. But pound for pound, outside of like McGuff, I'm not sure I'm really buying it. So I think we can get to 10 on this one. Anytime you're going with totals, you have to just, kind of what comes with it. I'm looking at the algo. I'm at like 5.5. So again, if you get the 5.5, then we know we're going to cash it. Didi says the over here is high but worth. Yeah. This is really another perfect example. Matt's always preaching. He's right. I preach it, but he does it. Actually getting involved with the books early, looking at it at night. This one was 9.5 last night. They put up lines that are not great, and they make them soft, and when money comes in, they move them, right? So it's a good business model. So I'm sure this one was 9.5. And again, it was 10 to win, which would be our push. But you want to cash on that, and it doesn't matter. So if you're really, really, really serious about this stuff, totals earlier the better, almost always. Because unlike money lines where prices will move, the actual total moves, and it just changes the entire calculus. Right? There's no argument there. Next up. The black and yellow Pittsburgh Pirates, Johan Oviedo on the bump, plus 185 dog on a mound against the Trolley Dodgers and Julio Urias. He's back. Hollywood always up to no good. Did he get smoked last time? Urias, that's just funny because now, I generally will attack pitchers first time off the IL, and then people think they stink, and then we kind of support them. Man, he did. He got smoked 5 runs for 3, but he gave up 6 to 1 before. Yikes, man. Maybe it's time to pull the cord on him. Oviedo, 4.6 ERA, 1.4 whip. The OPS 730, though, not really a match there. 10% K minus BB, but a 27 CSW. 55 first strikes, very low, very low. 27 O swing, not any good. But he's keeping the ball down. That's been the claim to fame for Oviedo. The elevated ground ball rate, keeping the ball in the park, not giving up any home runs. That's that helps. Just okay. I really got a lot of jag metrics, right? Just a guy stuff here. So he's probably going to be in trouble against the Dodger offense, which just always seems to get it done. They take their walks. They don't chase. It's a killer. This will be interesting to see. Movable force, stoppable object. Dodgers, number 1 in fly ball rate, right? So number 1 in ground ball rate, lowest ground ball rate. Be interesting to see with their disciplinary approach if they're chasing Oviedo stuff down low. Right now, they don't chase out of the zone, and he doesn't do chases. So he's going to have to work low in the zone. It'll be interesting to see if they go for it, with the lift. Dodgers double-digit Barrett, 120 WRC plus. Other side, Urias, like I mentioned, 5 ERA, 1.25 whip, 807 OPS. then just a really mixed bag. The control's been up and down. It's I don't know. He came out and didn't walk a single batter in the first 2 games, right? And then we've seen him walk 2 each of the last 2. He gave up 4 homers in that game against St. Louis, and 2 in the one against San Diego. Really rough go for Urias. I don't think I could back him. So I guess this feels like an over, right? I guess that makes this an over or nothing. Jay, what's the total like? I didn't even look at. Mike K is the Pittsburgh team total 3.5 plus 105. I like that, man. That's pretty sharp. You know what, though? I was going to say unless the game total is under 9. Wow, man, but that's still 4. Got to get us 5, but that's 5 for the Dodgers. Let's take a look at the bullpens. Pittsburgh bullpen actually been pretty good. 3.6 ERA, last 44 in the third. Dodger bullpen 2.5 ERA, 50 in the third. How did they get out of that yesterday? 2 bases loaded jams. Yikes. I don't know. I'm on the fence. I'm going to leave it, but I would have to say if I had to pick one, it might be. Actually, you know what? I got to back up my boy, Capo status, Brian Rose. I see you. The Pittsburgh first 5 team total, minus 110, over 1.5. I think that's the one I like the best because the Dodger bullpen's been so very good. I don't think we have those listed. I'm worried about the 8.5 now, Jay. I've been worried about going over with these really good bullpens. Because if you don't get you scoring early, right? And it's funny, it's almost intuitive then to go to the F5. If you don't get the F5, you're not getting it. So why not just get the F5? Because we've even had games where the F5 cleared and we didn't get the full game total, which is a real kick in the nuts. Yeah, DDB. It's been what do we think about? Well, let's check it out. The Urias K's. Let's see. We got some questions in the chat about the K's. Pittsburgh is striking out. And funny, huge disparity against lefties, by the way. And this is why I don't say to use regular WOBA also. You got to use ex-WOBA included. So, like, Pittsburgh's been middle of the pack against lefties, last 30 WOBA, bottom 5, sub 300 X. I know someone else was asking about shopping and pricing. So, obviously, we're talking about BetStamp, who I think sells itself, right? Look at this thing. Jay, just do me a favor. Tell me about this stuff for a second, will you?
Yeah, I got you, John. So basically, the easiest way to improve as a sports bettor is just to simply use multiple sportsbook and always use the best odds. We recommend using an odds comparison tool that, like you see on the screen, like BetStamp. BetStamp simply just compares all odds across every sportsbook for games, futures, and player props. Save time and money by checking out the BetStamp app before you bet. Download the app today in the App Store. If you're looking to sign up for new sportsbooks, guys, please consider using the promo code you see on the screen right here, betstamp.app/call to the pen. If you don't have any sportsbooks and you're looking to sign up for more, just use this link. It just helps support the show. So throwing it back to John here.
Why don't I ask for help sooner? I don't know. Because that's me, like casino. Because I'm stupid, I'm stupid like that. So thank you, Jay. Wonderful job as always. Again, BetStamp really sells itself. I've been using it. Sure, people are using it because it makes a lot of sense. And it's not one of the fake ones. It's not one of the fake ones that just kind of post prices that are not necessarily there. Not to kill some of the prop shops that do that. I know they are well-meaning, but unless it's always updating, those prices get stale. BetStamp, these are live. They change, and you could click right through, use it, go back, keep open multiple tabs. Like BetStamp, really, really, really sharp stuff for really sharp people because, again, you're making money on the edges here. Let's get the last game, then do an early parlay. Jay will scroll through the recap. Any video people can go. All right, last up, it's the Blue Jays and White Sox doubleheader. I want the same bet as yesterday. I want to bet the Blue Jays money line, the Jose Barrios side. That's game 1. Game 2 is not up yet. They often do that because lineups are not up. So the first one is Barrios against Lance Lynn. We know Lynn's been so up and down. It's kind of been a joke for him right now. I know some of the indicators for Lynn have been in place, but I'm just not buying it. I'm more into the Toronto offense side of things today. I think they're going to yoke him up. That's where I've been. We were talking about this yesterday again. If you really want, you could listen to the 2-minute spiel on it. Toronto offense getting all the power metrics back. They're hitting it hard. They're pulling the ball, putting it in the air, all the things that kill Lynn. So give me Toronto money line. As long as it's – was it worse than – no, I'll go minus 120. Jay, you've seen the Blue Jays, man. You can't ask for a cover right now, but I think – 120, totally palatable. Add that one. Let's go to the front. Let's do a little 3-gamer, my dude. First things first. All right, I gotta go. I know the Red. I know it's like not cool to bet against the Reds, but I have the Nationals today. So let's go. We have 3 early ones. Let's go Nats on the money line. Again, the only other one, if you don't like the Nats, would be to go over. Next one, we got Oakland and Detroit. We want to go under. Jay, could we find that one actually crept up? I saw 8.5. Now I saw that one creeping up to 9. See if we can get under a 9 in that Oakland game. That's huge. We love that. That way, if that one gets to 4-4 and it ends 5-4, we can still get out with our arse intact. Remember, whenever you're parlaying, which is not the best approach always, is to be conservative. Bet little and be conservative, right? You're not looking for recoveries when you parlay. So we want Nats to win. We're going to go under in the Oakland game, Jay. Those are 2. Last one, it's Cubs and it's Brewers. Man, Stroman and Peralta. Oh, man. Okay, you know what? Let's take the run line on this one, the plus run line. Whoever's got the plus is the one I want. Literally blind. Because I think this one's under. I generally don't go under 7.5, which is what I think the answer is. But I also think it's a 1-run game. So what do we got? Milwaukee juiced up at plus? Oh, it's back and forth between books. You people have to excuse me. I am squinting. Well, if I can get half on either, I think I'd rather get half on the Cubs because I have them by a literal hair, by a pube. Okay, I'll go. So, Jay, what do we got on those 3? What's that make it? I'm going to hit that myself. We're going Washington. We're going under in Oakland. And we're going with the Cubby with the run line. Then it finishes within 1. That's around plus 400. Let's say plus 385 on the board. Thanks to BetStamp. And that's it. Let's get out of here. We're past the 40-minute mark before I get myself in trouble. OPMG with the pretty sharp ladder. But if you want to see it, you got to head over to YouTube. You got to subscribe if you want to see the comments. We're 2 people away from 800. Get us there. The little show that could, man. Who would have thought? I was afraid this thing was going to go under the first month. I had to get my walking papers going. Nobody's going to be into this. This is not like anything else. And most companies only want shows like everything else. Well, that's why we appreciate you, the crew. Rate, review, and subscribe because that stuff matters more than it should. For Big Johnny and Mr. Cooper, it means so much to us. You guys spend really top dead zero. Like, really, we talk about it afterwards. You know, that the people that have become part of the Phalanx, part of the Spartan 300 that we put together, the Spartan 800, right? That it has just stuck. So OPMG and Dee and all you guys, Damani, all Mike K, Insight and Maddie, Dream, you guys, really, gosh, it means everything to us. So thank you for helping us grow this thing of ours. We'll see you tomorrow at 12 at the full show. Keep an eye on the Daily K Leader. Enjoy the games. Enjoy your day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. And remember, when you work this hard, there's a lot less like luck, yo. Peace.